Today, we're going to be working with social studies. So the first thing I'm going to do is there is a video. We're not going to watch the whole video today. We're going to watch part of it. But in social studies, we're going to be learning about the different regions of Texas. Okay? So to start off, I'm going to go into my classwork. I'm going to go to digital rooms, and we have a different social studies room. So the videos we had watched before for social studies, the internet safety videos, we made those their own room. Now we have a social studies room. And in the social studies room, they have a video for us about the different regions of Texas. Okay? Today we're going to focus on 2. So there's 4 regions altogether. We're going to do 2 today, and then we're going to do 2 tomorrow. So since we're going to watch a video, go ahead and turn off your cameras. That way the video looks a little more smooth for everyone. And I'll put it on so everyone can hear.
Welcome to the Virtual Texas Tour with your tour guide, Tumbleweed Tanya, on the Texas Trail. Please remember to fasten your seatbelt, enter and exit through the aisle. Take notes on the beautiful sights you see. We'll be making 4 stops, so hold on tight. And by the way, tips for the tour guide are encouraged. Our first stop is the Mountains and Basins region. The Mountains and Basins region is the most western region of Texas. It is the highest and the driest part of Texas. A basin is a low bowl-shaped land with higher ground all around it. The basins in this Texas region are deserts. This region has all of Texas's mountains and valleys. The mountains in Texas are part of the Rocky Mountains, which stretch through the western United States from Mexico to Canada. The Texas Rocky Mountains are made up of many small mountain ranges. The Davis Mountains are about in the center of the Mountains and Basins region. The Chisos Mountains are in the south. The Guadalupe Mountains are in the north. Guadalupe Peak is the highest point in Texas at 8,749 feet above sea level. The Chihuahuan Desert is located in this region. Prickly pear cactus grows here. Watch out, don't touch it. Big Bend National Park is located in a gigantic bend in the Rio Grande River. 99% of the park is desert. Did you know the largest pterodactyl bone ever discovered was found right here in Big Bend National Park? It had a wingspan of 51 feet and was found by Douglas A. Lawson in 1971. This is the city of El Paso. The name is Spanish for the pass. El Paso is the largest city in this region of Texas. Okay, everyone, back on the bus. Make sure you took plenty of notes. This region is located in West Texas. This region has all of Texas's mountains and valleys. This land is mostly desert. It has the least amount of rainfall in Texas. El Paso is the biggest city, and Big Bend National Park is located here.
Okay. All right. So they give us kind of an overview of this region of Texas. This one's called the Mountains and Basins region. This region is in the west part of Texas. They call it the Mountains and Basins region because it has all of Texas's mountains and valleys. So the mountains, we know what mountains look like because we live in a city with beautiful mountains. But the mountains are what comes up out of the ground, and they have usually like a peak at the top, a point. And valleys are like the opposite of mountains. They're when they go down toward the ground, and they usually have like a V shape. A basin is similar to the valley. The only difference is a basin is more round, like a bowl. So most of this land in the Mountains and Basins region is desert. And this region of Texas gets the least amount of rainfall in all of Texas. And we live here, so we kind of know that. We don't get very much rain around here. El Paso is the biggest city in this region of Texas, and this is also where you would find Big Bend National Park. Like I said, we're going to focus on 2 regions today. This was our first one, and we're going to take a look at our second one.
Our second stop is the Coastal Plains region. The coastal plains are mostly flat land that lies alongside an ocean. Coastal plains cover nearly 1/3 of the state of Texas. This is the piney woods of East Texas. It was once home of the Caddo Indians. Our state bird, the mockingbird, lives here. They got their name from their unique ability to copy or mock other birds. The pecan tree is also found here. It is the state tree of Texas. Weather in the Coastal Plains region is usually mild. That means the winters are short and warm compared to other parts of the country. Summers are long, hot, and humid. There are lots of rivers and lakes in this region, perfect for fishing and water sports. The coastal plains of Texas lie alongside an ocean. All rivers that flow west drain into the Gulf of Mexico. Many people visit the beaches that lie along Texas. Shipping is a huge industry in this region. Corpus Christi and Houston have huge ports where ships from all over the world visit to load and unload goods. Farming and ranching are important industries in the Coastal Plains region. Oil is found in the Coastal Plains region. These tall structures are oil derricks. Many people call the oil found in Texas black Texas tea. But be warned, do not drink it. Many large cities are located in the Coastal Plains, including Dallas, Austin, and Houston. Although Austin is our state's capital, Houston is the state's largest city. Houston is also the 4th largest city in the U.S. Okay, everyone, back on the bus again. Make sure you took plenty of notes. And remember, this region is located in southern and eastern Texas. This region is very flat, so it's very easy to build large cities like Houston, Dallas, Austin, Corpus Christi, San Antonio, and Laredo. This region gets the most rainfall in Texas. It's also very hot and has mild winters. Farming, ranching, shipping, and oil are the largest industries in this region.
All right. So again, we have kind of like a checklist of some important notes for this region. So the Coastal Plains region is located in the southern part and the eastern part of Texas. And you kind of saw on the map, it has like this curve to it. This region is very, very flat. And because of that, they can build really big cities because they don't have to worry about anything being in the way. So they give us a list of some of these cities that are in this region. So Houston, Dallas, Austin, Corpus Christi, San Antonio, Laredo. This region is almost like the opposite of our region. It gets the most rainfall in Texas. So this is where most of the rain in Texas will land. It's very hot there, or it can feel very hot there because of all the humidity, all the water in the air. And the winters are mild, so it's not super cold there. In this region, a lot of jobs and a lot of money is made by farming, by ranching, and shipping, where they have a big ship and they'll put a bunch of stuff in boxes or containers and they'll take it from one place to another. And then oil is also a very big industry in that region. So people will work for oil companies or work out in the oil fields, pumping up oil so we can turn it into plastic or into gasoline or whatever else we might need to use it for. All right, we can go ahead and turn our cameras back on. There are 2 more regions in Texas, but we're going to talk about those tomorrow. Today, we're just going to focus on these 2. What we're going to do is we're going to go into our Google Classroom. We're going to go to classwork. On the left side with our topics, we're going to go to social studies. and we're going to find this assignment. It says Texas Regions Part 1. Like I said, this is just for today. This is these two regions. We're going to read a passage about these two regions, and we're going to answer some questions about them. So go ahead and open up this assignment, Texas Regions Part 1. And we'll read this. We're going to read the stories together, and I'll read the questions for you, but you are going to answer the questions on your own. Well, let me see. Let me see if I can find my copy in here. Here we go. I found my copy. So when you open it up, it's going to look like this. Okay, so there's only two slides. There's one that says Big Bend Country and one that says Gulf Coast. We're going to start with slide number 1, Big Bend Country. Like I said, we're going to read the passage together, and then I'll read the questions for you, but you're going to have to answer the questions on your own, okay? These questions aren't A, B, C, D questions. You're going to click on the blue boxes and then type in your answers for the questions. So we're going to start with Big Bend Country. Big Bend Country is located along the border of Texas and Mexico. It is often referred to as West Texas. Big Bend Country contains mountains, plateaus, and deserts. The desert area is part of the Great Chihuahuan Desert of Mexico. Haley, do you have a question?
I was trying to see if it would let me write, but it won't.
So just click in here. You won't see the flashing line, but all you do is click on the box and you write your answers in there.
I couldn't because I didn't see the blue box around it.
Well, let me check yours. Let's see. Let's see. Let me try this. Hang on just a second. So what I'm going to do, if you're on there, it might kick you off for a second. I'm going to try to just send it out again and see if maybe it'll give that to you. Okay. Okay. So if you're on that page, so if you're in classwork and you click on social studies, make sure that you press the reload button here. And then click into it and it should let you know. Let's see, where were we? Great Chihuahuan Desert of Mexico. Okay. Big Bend Country is a region of extreme differences. It is dry and hot during the day and cool at night. The mountains provide cold weather in the winter and it even snows. Forests can grow on the slopes of mountains because the cooler mountain tops cause precipitation to fall. The Rio Grande River runs along the southern part of the Big Bend country. It forms the border between Mexico and Texas. It is called the Big Bend region because the Rio Grande
I
turns
can't
here.
hear.
Okay, just like earlier, Nakai, leave the call, come back in. It's called the Big Bend region because the Rio Grande turns here in a big bend. Many people visit here to kayak along the Rio Grande River and hike the mountains. Big Bend National Park is a favorite place for tourists or people that are visiting. People can also see a variety of cactus. Common wildlife include coyotes, javelinas, roadrunners, and tarantulas. So wildlife just means like wild animals. What kind of wild animals would you see there? So now we'd come to the questions. This is the part where we'd look in there and we'd look at our story, just like we did with our daily comprehension review, and answer the questions using our story.
I still can't hear anything.
Okay, try restarting your computer, Nakai. Okay, Ezekiel, did you follow my instructions from before? So close it. Close that tab. Go to classwork.
Never mind.
Go to social studies. And after you click on social studies, I want you to click the reload button, the one that looks like a circle. Then click on Texas Regions Part 1. That way you get the new one. If you're working on the old one, it won't let you type. So make sure if you had it open earlier, do exactly what I just said. Close that page. So if I was working on this earlier, if I had it open earlier, close that page, go back to my Google Classroom, click on Classwork. On the left side where my topics are, click on Social Studies, then click on the Texas Regions Part 1. And this one will let you type, and the text boxes should already be there for you. All right, let's take a look at our questions. The first box says, what are forests? I want to look in my story, see if I can find the answer for that. What are forests?
Mister,
Yes, ma'am.
so I did what you said, but now it's gone.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to check on yours, okay? All right. Our second question. What is Big Bend country often called? So they told us here in the story, there's another name, a second name that some people will call Big Bend country. You're going to look in the story, see what that other name is, then click in the box and write down what was the other name, what else do people call Big Bend country. Our third question says, how is it a region of extreme differences? How is it a region of extreme differences? So again, you'd click here in that box and write your answer. Question 4. The Rio Grande forms a border between which two places? So what are the two places that the Rio Grande is between?
Do we do the second part?
Yes, just hang on for a second so that way we can read the story and then we start on the questions, okay? We just got to finish up the last 2 questions for this part. Yes, Bella. Do you have a question, Bella? All right. Next question. Question 5. What 2 things can visitors enjoy doing there? So what are 2 things that visitors can do when they come to Big Bend country? Nakai, you have a question?
Um, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Can we do that thing that we were doing
Are we finished with this work, sir?
after this?
We got to
That
finish
where we
whatever work we're doing first before we start working on anything else. Okay. Question 6 has 2 parts to it. Would you want to visit here? So, yes or no. And then the second part is why. So if you say yes, I want to visit, you would put yes because, and then tell me why would you go there. Or if it's the opposite, if you say no, put no, and then tell me why don't you want to visit there? Why would you not want to go? The second story is called Gulf Coast. The Gulf Coast region stretches along the Gulf of Mexico for hundreds of miles. You can see marshes, barrier islands, bays, and estuaries where salty seawater and freshwater meet. When you travel further west and away from the coast, you can see grasslands and prairies. Being near the ocean means that this region has different wildlife. In this region, there are river otters, bullfrogs, alligators, shrimp, blue crab, and pelicans. The fish and sea life found here make it ideal for fishermen. The Gulf Coast region is a popular destination for travelers seeking a beach vacation. The cities of Corpus Christi, Galveston, and South Padre Island are some of the most visited cities. People come here to swim, fish, and even surf. The largest city in Texas is Houston. It has museums, theaters, sports venues, and shopping. NASA Space Center is also located in Houston. Scientists work here to develop technology-related air and space. Related to air and space. It should say related to air and space. Visitors can see the Mission Control Center and actual space shuttles. Our questions are, number 1, what body of water does the Gulf Coast region touch? Question number 2, what is an estuary? Question number 3, what kind of vegetation will you see if you travel west of the coast? Question 4, what kinds of wildlife can you find here? Question number 5. Why is this region popular for fishermen? And question number 6. What can you see if you visit NASA? Okay, so we're going to finish up answering those questions for homework.